Let's talk a little weather, maybe a lot of weather. Here's what the state DOT crews are dealing with up at Stevens Pass. Yeah, plenty of snow. WashDOT tweeted out this video of its plow drivers clearing some heavy snow on Highway 2 there. Even worse over there up on Snoqualmie Pass, it sounds like. Let's get to Chief Meteorologist Mike Everett, talk about what we're going to see, because it sounds like it's changed a little bit with the temperatures, and there's just a lot going on.
To be perfectly honest, Greg and Joyce have been peppering me with questions about that all throughout the evening. We're in the second phase of this system moving through. So one of the storylines here is that we will see a lot of that rain, or the snow, converting over to rain as the system starts to move out. But in the short term, we are tracking some gusty winds and some very cold temperatures in some spots tomorrow morning. So we start our story in Bellingham, where we have some camera rock going on, and we have some gusts that have gotten up over 50 miles an hour up towards Oak Harbor. Right now, within the last hour, we've seen one close to 40. And when you see that purple right there in the Strait of Juan de Fuca, those are most likely 50 and 60 mile an hour gusts. Meanwhile, down towards Tacoma, we've got 30 mile an hour winds, 30 in Everett. We could be looking at some power outages, especially up towards Island County, along the Strait of Juan de Fuca, and the coastal portions of Whatcom and Skagit. That's one portion of the story. The other thing, too, is once the frontal boundary moves through, which it will do in the very early morning hours of Wednesday, what have been relatively mild temperatures that have been politely staying above freezing now take a plunge. We're talking low to mid-20s up towards Skagit and Whatcom. And so what is currently wet will most likely become ice in the early morning hours, and that's going to make for a pretty rough commute out there. We'll see some temperatures that will be hovering either at or slightly below freezing down towards South Sound. Shelton. Wow, it's been raining hard there all throughout the day. Today, there's going to be lots of moisture, and that will most likely convert to ice in the early morning hours as well. This system moves on, just delivers the goods to California, including the Sierras, builds some snowpack there, and son of a gun, we do it all over again on Friday. Another system with a very similar profile kind of skirts us. Most of the heavy moisture, according to this model, stays offshore, but look at that. You're seeing that kind of peach color that indicates that we could be tracking more of a rain-snow mix going into the weekend as well. So as far as lowland snow accumulation goes, we're not expecting a whole lot more. Again, convergence, especially over top of Everett, where we just saw Brady Wakayama within the last half hour, could bring another couple inches there. But for the most part, now we're just going to be tracking snow up into the mountains. So let's put this into motion. We will continue to see that rain-snow line continue to move farther off towards the north overnight tonight. This is 4 o'clock in the morning. And again, what has been snow now either becomes rain or kind of a rain-snow mix, especially up towards Mount Vernon. Meanwhile, down towards the south, especially near Crystal, it's going to be snowing hard, and it will be snowing hard in Snoqualmie Pass, even at 6 o'clock in the morning. But now we're starting to see some breaks here, especially over top of the Seattle Metro and off towards Olympia and Tacoma. We may even get a sunbreak out of the deal. This is 8 o'clock in the morning, and now the frontal boundary has passed. This is when the temperatures take that plunge there. So again, it's going to be kind of weird. We'll hover around the upper 30s and lower 40s until the early morning hours of Wednesday, especially in Seattle, and then boom, elevator drop into the 20s in a lot of spots. Not Seattle though. Seattle will stay above freezing. Okay, we see some convergence tomorrow, and then we re-rack and do the whole thing all over again on Friday. 7-day forecast shows some wintry weather definitely on tap for the rest of the week here. But by the time we get to Sunday, we're going to take a little bit of a breather, see some sunshine, and then do it all over again on Monday.